many of you have ever had one of those days where it just seems like that there is nothing else that could go wrong? What is usually the outcome of one of these days? Stress. Stress can be experienced in many different ways depending on the person as well as the situation. After researching, I found that in 2014, WebMD reported 43% of adults experience stress. WebMD also reported that 90% of doctor's appointments are from stress-related complaints. That just shows how common stress can be. If stress is this common, everyone should know as much as they can about it. So today we're going to take a closer look into stress so that we can understand everything about it. Specifically, we're going to be looking at the signs of stress, causes of stress, and what we can do in stressful situations. So first, let's take a look at some signs of stress. According to WebMD, stress is defined as the body's reaction to any change that requires an adjustment or response. Now that we know what stress is, the next question for us to ask is, how do we know that we are stressed? There are symptoms that we can take a look at that can confirm or deny any of these suspicions. So let's take a look at the handout that I gave y'all. This is a chart that is shown at healthguide.org that people can take a look at if they feel that they're stressed, and it shows the symptoms. Many people believe that stress symptoms stop at being emotional, but as the chart shows us, they can continue on to cognitive,
The handout says
physical, and even behavioral symptoms. Something very important to remember is that these symptoms can be caused by other serious medical and psychological problems, so it's also recommended for anyone to see a doctor for a full evaluation. Now that we know some signs of stress, let's take a look at the causes of stress. The first kind of cause that we're going to look at is external. Some examples of external causes are major life changes, relationship difficulties, and financial problems. These can be experienced every day, so it's very crucial to make sure that you don't get too overwhelmed. The next type that we're going to take a look at is internal. Examples of internal are chronic worry, all or nothing talk, and negative self-talk. These are causes that can come and go every day as you experience different journeys in your life. So you need to make sure that you take the best approach in the situations to make sure that you don't have too much stress. Causes of stress can be different for anyone. Something that may stress me out probably isn't going to be at all stressful to you because I worry too much. So what you need to make sure is that you evaluate your situation with your stress and your reaction to it. Finally, we're going to talk about what we can do when we are stressed. Personally, my go-to when I'm stressed is to listen to music. I will sit there and listen to it until I can have a clear head to go back and evaluate my situation. After my research, I also found that another way to do this is for you to call a friend and explain the situation to your friend. Sometimes we let ourselves get to the point where we are not able to see any silver lining in any of our situations. So explaining the situation to a friend can help you learn that your situation, in fact, can be fixed. The last way that we're going to talk about that can help you to relieve stress is exercising. This does not mean that you have to go to the gym and have a 3-hour intense workout. Even just a short walk will help you to relieve that stress. This gets your blood moving, which releases the endorphins. In conclusion, stress can be hard to deal with sometimes. Hopefully you will find the signs of stress, causes of stress, and what to do when you are stressed, things that we talked about today, helpful in your next situation. When that situation comes, you now have the tools to help you evaluate that stress and know how to deal with it. We all know life is tough, but remember, too much stress can make the situation worse. So let's use what we talked about today to prevent being too overwhelmed.